everybody and welcome to Ed's Boat. Right, as promised, it's all about installing the cooker. Now, in order to install the cooker, I actually had to install the gas supply as well. Whereas I'd run all the gas pipes, I hadn't connected anything up, secured it, commissioned it, tested it, or anything like that. So that all had to be done. Now, this meant working inside the boat as well as outside of the boat, which was made particularly difficult with the weather. The rainstorms have been, well, pretty awful really. 1 minute really bright sunshine, really warm days, a bit like now, and the next minute absolutely throwing it down with rain. I mean, absolute torrential rain. So I've been working in and out of the rainstorm, sometimes only for a few minutes and then packing everything up and going back in. But this is how I got on. Okay, I've got my brand new cooker and it is set up for domestic gas. And what I need to do is convert it to LPG. So that means I've got to change the jets. So I've got all the jets set out here so I don't get confused. They all go one on each one. I've already sorted the sizes out, and it would appear that the jets for LPG are smaller than domestic gas. So we need to swap those over. So on this particular cooker, this is what's involved. So I'm going to take this top grill off. Just move that out of the way just for a bit more space. Put that down there. And I'm going to put this jet in. So I need to take off this component here, which is a flame diffuser, I think, and the burner ring, which again is another part of the flame diffuser, with the ignition source between those two there. So you can't put these in the wrong way around, so I'm okay to take that out. Now inside there is one of these small jets. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but they're absolutely tiny, and they unscrew with a 7mm socket. Now it's important that when you undo them that you just try and gauge exactly how tight they are, because they're only small and they're made of brass, and they're very easy to damage or strip the threads on them. So we're going to take the old one out. So there. So I can get this one out quite easily because the cavity where the jet fits in is quite big, so I can actually get my fingers in. But on the smaller one here, I've got a pair of thin nose pliers to help me get those in and out. Now this jet is absolutely huge at 115, and that'll be, I guess, the size of the hole up the inside, or the flow rate, how much gas it allows through. Anyway, it's too big, so we're going to take that one out. We're going to put this one in and replace this one for a 91. So I'll screw that in, lightly tighten it there, put my socket back on, and we just gently nip that up, and that's fine. Then we just reassemble the top and put the diffuser back on, and that's it, we're done. Now I just need to do the other three, and the grill and the oven. Very similar, the same type of jets, they just access slightly differently, and they vary quite a lot with different cookers, so you just need to check your manufacturer's spec, or use the manual that comes with the cooker to find out exactly how that works. Mine was quite good, told me exactly where everything is and how to do it. So yeah, I'll crack on, do the other three, and then that's another job out of the way, ready to connect the gas cylinders up. Well, I've changed the jets on the cooker. A bit fiddly in the oven and the grill, but it's all done. We are connected up. We have an isolator on the cooker as well. I have connected up at the gas locker at the front of the boat. I put a regulator on, an isolation switch and an inspection point on that. Connected that up to the internal pipework. The only thing I haven't done is connected up anything to where the water boiler is going to be. That's just blanked off at the moment, ready for the boilers to be fitted, which hasn't arrived yet. But I need to test for leaks. Now, there's a couple of three ways you can do this. You can use a gas sniffer, an electronic device which reads leaks and detects flammable gases and this sort of thing. You can use a bubble indicator which goes in line from your cylinder and just bubbles droplets of water through that says gas is moving even though something is turned off. You can use a spray soap indicator if you want round all the joints, and that will bubble up if anything is coming out of it. Or you can use one of these. This is called a manometer, and basically it's just a U of clear tubing which you fill with water up to a set mark here. You plug this into your gas outlet, you turn the gas on with everything switched off, turn the gas on and then isolate the cylinder again, and you plug into your inspection point and you look for any drop. Now when you plug it into your gas system and turn your gas on, the pressure will make the water drop one side and lift the other side. When you isolate, that should stay exactly where it is because the gas pressure is contained inside the gas pipes. Now if you have a leak, that water level will start to drop. It's called a drop test, but if it all stays where it should do and the levels are fine for any length of time, that means we haven't got a gas leak. But if they drop, it means we have got a gas leak, and then we need to investigate exactly where that is. So fingers crossed, this is quite a moment for me. I've been working very, very hard to get all this lot commissioned in, and I could do with success with this straight away. But well, let's see how it goes. Just completed the drop test and it actually failed. It was dropping quite considerably, so I had to go round and quickly do a leak detection, which meant obviously isolate the gas cylinder, mix up some washing up liquid and a small amount of water and paint that round absolutely every join and check for bubbles, check for anything coming out. And inside the boat was fine, everything was great, but there was one joint inside the gas locker which tightened up and then sealed up fine. Redid the drop test and it was fine. I did a drop test over 20 minutes. I'm told you don't have to do it that long, but I chose to over 20 minutes and it was fine. So it's nothing more now than just to bleed the gas through, which I've already done, onto the cooker, and let's see if it ignites. I've got it plugged in to the electrics for the automatic igniter or the button igniter on it rather than using a lighter or a match for it. And we'll see how well it works and see whether these jet sizes are okay, or maybe I need to reduce them or increase them or whatever. So fingers crossed, let's see how the cooker goes. So if I just move the camera down onto there, we're going to go for the big ring. Oh, I don't know if you can, that's it, I've got the camera on, that's good. Right, now the big ring is, according to my diagrams, that one there. So the igniter's working, let's turn some gas on, and there you are. Ooh. Not got an established flame, so let's try it for a bit longer. Wait for the thermocouple to heat up a bit, and that's fine, that's it, we're done. So yes, that's all running. Let's try the little one next to it as well. I won't use these two because without any sort of metal shielding behind on the woodwork, I don't really want to use those yet. So the small one is this one here, and that one's gone as well. That's good. So yeah, everything's working really well. The flames are quite big actually. Let's see if this one will turn down a tiny bit. Yeah, that'll adjust down to a small level, and this one, that'll adjust down lovely. That one goes really small. Turn that one off. This one is still a little bit big, but then again it is a big ring, so yeah, we'll stick with it. We'll experiment with that a bit and maybe reduce the jet sizes. I think with some of the older jets that I took off, I can sort of play around with that larger ring. It's supposed to be the biggest, most powerful one, so have the biggest flame on it anyway. So, but we'll try it and we'll experiment with it and we'll see how it goes. And if I have to change the jet, I have to change the jet. But yeah, it was quite a success. A very, very nervous moment or day really, trying to commission the cooker and getting everything running, changing the jets and connecting up the gas supplies to the cylinders. But it's worked out okay, but I'm pretty tired now and I'm very, very hot for the amount of rushing about I've done. But I'm very pleased that that one's out of the way. So a little bit more securing work on the gas pipes, just a conformance thing, nothing that needs to be done for safety reasons other than a conformance for the boat safety certificate. So we'll make sure everything's retained and sorted out now. And then the next big stumbling block is to put the hot water boiler in and connect up the hot water. Of course, it's not arrived yet, so we won't be doing that just yet, but yeah, I'm pleased with that. I feel pretty wiped out today, the amount of rushing about I've been doing, but yeah, very pleased that one's out of the way. That's another big task out the way, and I'm pleased about it as well, and it just brings me one step closer to the boat being finished, and more importantly, it makes the boat a bit more usable for when I go on my big summer cruise. Right, the next episode, more than likely, from Crick Boat Show. I plan to go along on the Monday, so if you're there as well and you see me, do pop over and say hello. It would be nice to meet you. Right, in the meantime, there's not much else to do than say take care, and I'll see you soon.